The Birkin puzzle. Why the hefty price tag? Ever wondered why a handbag costs as much as a small car? Or even a unit these days? The Hermès Birkin isn't just any old bag, you know. It's a true phenomenon in the dazzling world of high-end luxury. Its price tag fair dinkum makes jaws drop right to the floor. People supposedly queue for them, or at least that's how the whispers go. What on earth makes this particular accessory so incredibly dear, so sought after? Is it all just incredibly clever marketing smoke and mirrors? Or is there something more substantial, more real, behind that eye-watering five-figure sum we hear about? We're going to delve deep into this puzzle, right here. This isn't some flash-in-the-pan fashion house we're talking about, mind you, not by a long shot. Hermès started its journey way back in 1837, a fair while ago. They began their life as master harness makers, crafting exquisite leather goods for the European nobles and aristocrats. Think of the finest, most supple leather, meticulous, patient work, all built to last an absolute lifetime. That powerful heritage of unmatched quality is absolutely key to understanding the brand. They weren't always focused on handbags that cost the earth, of course, but that unwavering dedication to craftsmanship, to sourcing the very best materials available, that's been there from day dot. It's a precious legacy they guard fiercely. The origin story is rather charming, almost accidental for such a global icon. The legend goes that the British actress and singer Jane Birkin spilled the contents of her straw bag on an Air France flight. As fate would have it, she was sitting next to Jean-Louis Dumas, who was the big boss, the chairman of Hermès at the time. This was back in the early 1980s. She apparently complained to him that she couldn't find a decent, stylish leather weekend bag she liked. So, ever the innovator, he sketched a design for her, right there and then, on the back of an air sickness bag. A practical, yet undeniably chic, design was born from that chance encounter. It was subsequently named in her honor. So, what's the real secret behind its allure? Is it just the captivating story? The long and distinguished history of the brand? Or perhaps something else entirely, something less tangible? The Birkin's substantial price tag isn't just plucked randomly from thin air. It's not a number decided on a whim. It's a carefully calculated result of a complex mix of tangible, touchable quality and a more intangible, almost mystical allure. To understand it, we need to look closely at how these bags are meticulously made. We also need to understand the incredible skill of the artisans who make them. And, crucially, we need to explore why getting your hands on one often feels like an impossible mission. Let's unpick the threads. The artisan's touch, more than just stitches. Each and every Hermès Birkin bag is painstakingly made by one single, highly skilled artisan. Just think about that for a moment. One person, from the very first cut of leather to the final polish. This isn't some anonymous assembly line job, not in the slightest. It's a true labor of love, or at the very least, a display of intense professional dedication. These artisans train for many years, sometimes up to a decade, to fully master the complex skills required. They then pour countless hours, often between 18 to 25, into crafting each individual bag. Some special orders, with exotic skins or custom details, can take even longer. This very personal touch is incredibly rare in our modern world of mass manufacturing. Hermès uses only the most exquisite, carefully selected leathers for its creations. We're talking about the finest calf skin, luxurious goat skin, and even incredibly sought-after exotic skins like ostrich, lizard, or saltwater crocodile. These aren't just any old hides, mind you. They are sourced from the world's best tanneries, chosen with an almost obsessive eye for detail. Each piece of leather is inspected meticulously for any tiny imperfection, any slight flaw. The signature hardware, the locks, the tiny keys, the protective studs on the base, is often plated with precious metals. Think gleaming gold, or sometimes even the rarer palladium. Absolutely nothing is left to chance in their relentless pursuit of ultimate perfection. The signature stitch you see on a Birkin is all done entirely by hand, using a traditional technique. It's famously called the saddle stitch. This particular method uses two separate needles and threads, creating an incredibly strong and durable seam that is far superior to what a machine can produce. It's a highly specialized skill, a craft passed down through generations from their early days making harnesses for horses and carriages. It means a Birkin is truly built to last, not just for a few years, but potentially for entire generations. If a Birkin ever needs a bit of a touch-up or repair, it can often go back to the very same artisan who originally made it. Now that's a remarkable level of commitment you don't see every day. So yes, the materials used are undeniably top-notch, the best money can buy. The skill involved in its creation is absolutely undeniable, honed over many years. But the exceptional craftsmanship contributes much more than just durability and a long life. It creates an object that feels like it has a soul, a story. It's the complete antithesis of today's fast fashion culture, where things are bought cheaply and discarded quickly. The Birkin is slow, it's deliberate, and it's intensely focused on achieving the highest possible quality. This profound dedication is a massive part of why it costs so much. You're paying for the artisan's precious time, their rare skill, the rich heritage, and the implicit promise of enduring, timeless quality. Playing hard to get the scarcity game. For many, many years, everyone in the fashion world and beyond talked about the Birkin waiting list. Some whispered that it was years long, a near impossible queue to join. Others, more cynical perhaps, claimed it didn't even really exist, that it was just a marketing ploy. The actual truth is, Hermès controls the supply of Birkins very, very carefully indeed. They don't just churn out thousands of Birkins like they're baking cookies in a factory. This deliberately limited production isn't solely about maintaining their high standards of quality, though that's part of it. It's also a very clever, very deliberate strategy. It makes the bags even more desirable. If everyone could simply walk in and buy one, would they still be so coveted? Probably not, eh? You generally can't just stroll into an Hermès boutique, point at a display and buy a Birkin on the spot. Not usually, anyway, unless you're exceptionally lucky or very well connected. There's often a whole elaborate dance involved in acquiring one. You typically need to be a known and valued customer of the brand. You might need to have a significant purchase history of other Hermès items, perhaps their famous silk scarves, elegant belts, luxurious homewares, or fine jewelry. It's all about patiently building a genuine relationship with a specific sales associate. They might then, if the stars align, discreetly offer you the chance to purchase a Birkin. It feels less like a transaction and more like being invited into an incredibly exclusive secret club. Why all the secrecy, you might ask? Hermès is notoriously tight-lipped, almost obsessively private, about its production numbers for the Birkin. They don't advertise Birkins in glossy magazines or on billboards. They don't do big, flashy product launches for new colours or leathers. This pervasive air of mystery, this carefully cultivated exclusivity, it simply fuels the immense fire of desire. The less readily available something is, the more people seem to desperately want it. It's basic human psychology, really, when you think about it. The chase, the difficulty of attainment, that becomes a significant part of the allure itself. Owning one often feels like a major achievement, a testament to your patience, your connections, or your sheer determination. So, is this scarcity artificial, a manufactured tactic, or is it genuinely artisanal? Some critics, and there are a few, argue that Hermès deliberately and artificially restricts the supply of Birkins simply to keep demand high and prices sky high. Hermès, on the other hand, consistently argues that it's all about preserving the integrity of their craftsmanship. They state that they can only produce a limited number of bags to their incredibly exacting, time-consuming standards. Perhaps the truth lies somewhere in between these two viewpoints. The limited pool of highly trained artisans naturally restricts production capacity, but the way they manage sales and distribution certainly amplifies the perception of extreme scarcity, making the bag an even more potent status symbol. Coveted and collected, from celeb staple to smart asset. You see Birkin bags absolutely everywhere, gracing the arms of nearly every celebrity imaginable, from fashion icons like Victoria Beckham, who reportedly owns a collection of over 100 Birkins, to global superstars like the Kardashians, to chart-topping pop stars and acclaimed movie icons. This isn't some happy accident or coincidence. When a particular handbag is constantly photographed by paparazzi on famous, wealthy and influential people, it naturally becomes incredibly aspirational for many. It positively screams success, glamour, and an enviable lifestyle. This constant, high-profile visibility helps to keep the Birkin firmly at the pinnacle of it bags, season after season, year after year, decade after decade. It's a masterclass in brand positioning. For many individuals, a Birkin is far more than just a practical accessory for carrying their belongings. It's widely regarded as the ultimate status symbol, a clear and unambiguous telegraph of wealth, taste, and social standing. Carrying a Birkin often signals that you're part of a certain exclusive world, that you've made it. It's a silent communicator in social settings. It subtly suggests that you appreciate the finest quality, you possess discerning taste, and let's be perfectly honest about it, you can comfortably afford its hefty price. This powerful element of social signaling is a significant driver of its enduring, almost unwavering appeal across different cultures and age groups. It's not just about carrying your things, it's about carrying prestige. Here's something that might genuinely surprise you, something many people don't realize. Hermès Birkin bags can actually be a better financial investment than traditional assets like gold or even shares on the stock market. Seriously, it's true. Numerous studies and market analyses have shown that their value can increase quite significantly over time, often appreciating considerably. This is especially true for rare models, limited edition colors, or those made from exotic skins. The resale market for Birkins is absolutely massive and thriving. People are often willing to pay well over the original retail price for a pre-loved Birkin, particularly if it means they can skip the boutique game and the uncertainty of being offered one. So why the Birkin? Why this particular bag above all others? It really is a perfect storm, a unique convergence of exceptional craftsmanship, carefully managed scarcity, and incredibly powerful branding. It taps directly into our deep-seated human desires for beauty, for status, for exclusivity, and for things that are made to last. In a modern world that often seems obsessed with fast everything, fast fashion, fast food, fast information, the Birkin stands as a symbol of something more enduring, something timeless. But it also makes us pause and think, what does luxury truly mean to us in our contemporary lives? Is it solely defined by the price tag, the rarity? Or is it more about the story, the artistry, and the human touch behind an object? The Birkin certainly gives us plenty to ponder.